Good morning, everyone. So I wanted to share with you 3 must-have natural homeopathic remedies when it comes to aggression in children with autism or that haven't been diagnosed with autism but still express their feelings and their symptoms of aggression towards parents, towards siblings, at school, towards elders. So I want to share this with you. I want to let you know that we're going to go through the 3 most common medicines, their indicators, and what you could expect. So what we see here is many times, like most parents that have come to us and seen us for classical, proper homeopathic care for their children, they've tried the diets, they've eliminated the gluten, they've eliminated the dairy, they've cut back on sugar. A lot of these children have very, very clean diets, but parents still struggle with aggression in their children, and the school still talks about it. So we'll see children that are very stubborn. And whenever you ask them to do something, they'll have temper tantrums, or they'll get aggressive, or they'll bang their head or hit themselves in the head. Children who tend to throw things. We have a lot of kids who at school will get aggressive and will strike teachers when asked to do something or asked to stop doing something. They'll throw things and they'll hit other children, unfortunately. So, we see a lot of this thing. We see temper tantrums. The other end of this is you'll see kids who just have breakdowns and they'll have temper tantrums. Could be in public, could be at home, could be trying to transition from one activity to another or from one place to another. So all these things can be permanently helped with a proper homeopathic prescription. And, in homeopathy, we have a lot of different remedies, and every little minute different factor in that case of aggression, autism or not, will present with a different natural homeopathic remedy or medicine that will help solve that problem permanently. And it just allows a child to react differently. And it doesn't change anything about them. It just kind of rebalances them. It creates a homeostasis in their body. And it's very powerful and it's long-term. And this is after everything's been tried, when the diet didn't do it, when supplements haven't really worked and you've tried the supplements and you tried ABA and you tried all these different therapies. A lot of times the homeopathic remedy is a missing link, and it works deep, and it's not needed forever. It's only needed for a short period of time, and the benefits remain. So let's go through the top 3 that I wanted to share with you guys. And this is only 3 of many. There's probably well over 100 different homeopathic remedies, but I'm going to share with you the most common. Number 1, homeopathic remedy or medicine called Calcarea carbonica, okay? So with these children, what we'll typically see is we will see children who are very stubborn. They're very prone to temper tantrums, okay? So these are the children that will not listen to anything you say. They're very disobedient, and they'll have temper tantrums. These kids will tend to fall to the ground. They'll start crying and screaming. Doesn't matter where they are. There is aggressiveness in it, so they can attack their siblings. They can hit their parents. They can attack others at school. They have an aggressive reaction to when they're angry, when something's taken away or something is not given to them, or their demands are not met right away, okay? So we see this. Now, the indications for prescribing this medicine or remedy in homeopathy are what we typically see, and you want to see for it to work and for it to be the right medicine, is going to be these children tend to be very, very sweaty, unusually sweaty for the circumstances when they're sweating. So we're not talking about the child's running around, your kid's running around, playing outside, having a good time, and they're a little bit sweaty. That happens to all children. But we're talking about at nighttime when they sleep, their hair is soaked, the back of their neck, their head, their forehead, the pillowcase gets wet, their shirt gets wet. They need the blankets off. They need the fan blowing on them just to not sweat. They need their hair cut short to prevent the sweating. So we're talking about this kind of extreme perspiration at nighttime, whether it's winter or summer. Doesn't matter the season. This is unusual, and this is a characteristic of Calcarea carbonica. And if your child has an aggressive nature, a stubborn nature with temper tantrums and this sweating at nighttime, this remedy almost always will permanently solve the problem, and it will rebalance that child, and everything will improve with that child. Almost everything will improve with that child. So that's one medicine. So these children tend to sweat from the head. They could also sweat from their feet, but they tend to perspire excessively. And that's one of the main keys for that remedy, okay? So number 2, I wanted to share with you, the number 2 remedy we tend to see is a medicine called tuberculinum in homeopathy, okay? This medicine, so this children, we like to see these children for this medicine to be correctly prescribed. These children, you'd like to see them, they tend to be very hyperactive, okay? So these children are always moving, always running around, always jumping on the couch. They run into the couch, they bounce off the couch. They're constantly have high amounts of energy, okay? We'll see these children. These are children that never want to stay home. Their personality traits is they always want to be out doing something. They either want to be outside all the time. They want to be going on a ride, like a car ride. So many of these kids, they like to just go on car rides. It could be an hour, 2 hours on a car ride, and they are extremely happy. They're just looking out the window. They're happy. They don't have temper tantrums. They don't get upset. It just calms them. So car rides, traveling, being out of the house. This is a characteristic we see for a child who would benefit from this remedy. And they're very hyperactive. Again, they have the aggression. There's a lot of aggression in a child who would benefit from this remedy. There's a little bit more aggression in this remedy. They can bite their brothers or sisters or their parents or children in school, peers in school. They definitely hit their head. This is a very strong characteristic for this medicine. They will strike their head when they get upset or they don't get what they want. They will bang their heads against the wall or against things when they have these little temper tantrums. So we see that. Another huge indicator for this medicine, on top of the things I've already told you, is they tend to grind their teeth at nighttime. These children, you'll go to the dentist, get them checked out, and they won't find anything. But basically, these children, when they go to bed at nighttime, they grind their teeth, and it's a loud, horrible sound. That's another indicator. So we will prescribe this remedy for children that present with this type of symptom picture, okay? And you will see all those things almost always completely go away, and the medicine won't be needed for a short period of time. So this is a medicine called tuberculinum, very powerful in homeopathy, and we prescribe it often, okay? When indicated, when it matches a symptom picture. So that was number 2. Number 3 remedy that we tend to see is a medicine called lycopodium. Okay, so this medicine is a plant-based medicine or remedy in homeopathy. These children, again, they tend to only listen to superiors, but they tend to be very authoritative to children that are younger than them or weaker than them. So you'll see them, they'll listen to a swimming teacher, they'll listen to their teachers at school, but at home with their parents, sometimes they won't listen. And with anybody that's younger than them or below them, they will not listen. So there's a lot of aggression and anger in this remedy. They can get violent. Again, they could attack and strike, either when they're in discomfort or whether they don't, they're told to do something, they don't want to listen, or something's taken away from them that they want, or they're told no to. So lycopodium is very good. Now, what we see in lycopodium, some of the indicators of this is it's strange, but a characteristic is we see they tend to get worse in the afternoon time as the day progresses from 3, 4 o'clock onwards. Their symptoms get way worse, especially after school. So it intensifies at that time. We'll also look for this medicine, lycopodium in homeopathy, for aggression. We'll also look for digestive issues. Many, many times, these children will crave sugar like crazy. So, all kids crave sweets. But these children, that's all they'll eat. It's a strong craving where you actually have to hide things in the house or not buy it. So strong sweet craving. And not only that, they tend to have the digestive issues of gas. They get very bloated, very distended belly, and they get very gassy, especially again, 4 o'clock onwards. So it's an evening aggravation time where these symptoms get worse in them. Their behavior gets worse and their digestion gets worse, okay? So there you go. I wanted to just show you, there's a lot of options out there for these children. After you've tried the diet, after you've tried certain vitamin supplements, if those didn't touch it, if that did not help, homeopathy is many, many times a missing link. Properly prescribed classical homeopathic medicine, okay? So the thing is this, self-prescribing, you have to be careful. Seek out a classical homeopath that specializes in children, okay? If you find a classical homeopath, they'll be able to guide you to see whether these are the correct remedies for your children, because there's well over 100, like I said. And you don't want to give too much of the remedy. Homeopathy is a stimulus. It's like spark to the immune system, spark to gasoline. It's used infrequently. It's not like a vitamin where we take it every 24 hours. We give it, it triggers a healing response in that child's immune system, and you will see everything change. You will see their aggression change, the behavior change, their mood change, and other factors change in their health from one dose many times. So if you give too much of it, it could temporarily kind of aggravate the child's symptoms. So it has to be regulated properly until the child's fully better and they don't need the medicine no more, or the natural homeopathic remedy anymore, okay? So just be wise, be cautious, seek out a classical homeopath who could prescribe this and ensure that it's the right remedy and that too much is not given, that, you know, you're gonna have a little bit of aggravations. But when it's prescribed properly in the right dosing, you will see magical changes in most cases with children with autism or without autism when it comes to aggression. So anyways, I just wanted to share this with you guys. If you have any questions, you can book a free 15-minute call, okay? 289-337-4223, New Leaf Homeopathy. God bless you guys. I hope this was helpful.